And so I was miserable. I need to give you that backstory because you have to know my state of mind. I was miserable, and I got on a plane because Tuesday is day off in the NFL. So Monday night, I got on a plane, went to Salt Lake City to see my brother because he was in University of Utah Med School. I was like, man, maybe he can, I don't know, help me get out of this funk. I mean, this is just terrible. I'm not sleeping well. It's just miserable. And I walk around the town with him. He's like, Steve, I got 2 kids and broke in medical school. Like, your life looks sweet to me. So he didn't help very much. I was like, I don't know. I told him I didn't know how I was going to get to Christmas. So I get on the plane to come back, sit down, and Steve Covey sitting there, and he says, hello. And I'm like, oh my gosh, it's been, I've always wanted to meet you. And he goes, he asks a simple question, how you doing? And I'm in a state of mind where I was pretty vulnerable. I just told him, kind of recitated everything that I just said to you and how kind of miserable I was. And I got done with it, 25, 30 minutes later. And he goes, wow, man, I can feel that. Like, I can feel all of that, the expectations, how tough it is to not get the help that you think that you need and things that are working against you. And man, can I ask you a couple questions? I go, yeah. He goes, your owner, Eddie DeBartolo. Tell me about him. Oh my gosh, he's the only owner in football that ever saw players as partners. I mean, he's amazing. And I went on about that. And then he said, what about your coach, Bill Walsh? He's like, yeah, he's like a guy that talks about hydration and nutrition and sleep and mental health. And you talk about partnership. No one's doing what he's doing. His West Coast offense, that guy is amazing. He goes, yeah, I'd heard that. I'd love to meet them both, because let me ask one last question. Is Joe Montana on the team? I'm like, yeah, he's hurt. And that's kind of the problem. And he's like, well, if you had to ask him for mentorship, go ask him questions to help your game. Could you do it? I'm like, yeah, I could. And he goes, all right, well, I want you to know what I do. I travel the world looking for platforms, companies, organizations that create the ability for the humans on the platform to see how good they can get and iterate and find out, because that's what life should be about. As I travel the world, I'm always looking for it. And I'd love to talk to those guys about their platform. But I got to step back, Steve, and tell you that from my perspective, the platform that you're on, the place that you are, I think might be the greatest one that I've ever seen. And I was like, wait, didn't you hear me? Like, bro, this is miserable.
Things are terrible.
These are terrible. But it stung me. It like went through my heart. It was like, oh my gosh. My first thought was, I think I might have screwed this whole thing up. Like, oh, because to have him say that truth to me, he goes, let me ask you one last question, because it's scary. He goes, I always wonder if people are willing to take the chance to find out how good they are, and I'm like reflexive about it. I'm like, yeah, of course. I'm absolutely up for that. And then he took a minute and he's like, he looked kind of like he was little and bald and like long finger. I was like a little Yoda-ish, you know what I mean?
I remember the About the Author photo.
Yeah. And so he took his finger and he kind of looked at me and said, then be about it. And I was like, oh my gosh. I realized right there that the hole I was in, that I thought so many people had dug, that I had dug it. I had no idea that I dug the hole.
Mm-hmm.
And I had thought that everyone pushed me in. And I didn't realize that I had jumped in.
Huh.
And so it was that, we talk about victimization for a long time because it's such an important thing to ferret out in your own life over and over again, like never stop. It was the realization that I had played the victim and had jumped in a hole, dug it and jumped in. And I am the author of it. Like that's what the shock was. Like I authored this. And I remember getting off the plane as if I was transformed. I don't want to say it lightly. It was as if I now knew if I was going to do anything, I was going to be about this. And I remember not sleeping well that night, but for a different reason. I thought, oh my gosh, I think I've screwed this up enough that on Wednesday mornings when you get fired in the NFL, and I'm like, I'd heard rumors about maybe getting benched, and I'm like, oh crap, don't tell me that I have screwed this up so bad that I don't get a chance to go fix it.
Mm.
And I screamed down at practice the next day, as energized as ever, like, I've got, just please don't, please give me another. And I didn't get benched, and I did play, and I was about it. And it was fun because it's like something that's true, like truly true, like universally true. When it's that way, it doesn't waver. It doesn't, you don't have iterations of it. Like, it's
Right.
like, it's just true.
You're not second guessing.
I don't have to worry about, like, it is. And he said, it's not going to be like, people are really afraid. Like, it's hard to find out how good you are, because you might find out you're not very nearly as good as you thought you were.
Mm-hmm.
You got to make that okay. And that now I'm going to be iterate and find out how good I can get. So it's really about fear.
Mm-hmm.
And if you can lose that fear, and that's basically what you're dealing with, is a fear-based, you've been fear-based. And I was like, oh my gosh. And you just wanted to excise it. Now, it doesn't happen overnight, but I remember soon after that season ended, and the whole off season. And so the next year we're playing the Cowboys. They're the best team in the league. Right. And I think to myself, this is where you find out. Right. And I remember running up to Troy Aikman, and we're warming up, and he's a friend, and he's a quarterback for the Cowboys. And I'm like, Troy, it's so great that you're here, man, because I'm on this quest to see how good I can get, and I can only find out against the best. And so I'm so glad that you're here. And I remember Troy looking at me like, freaking weirdo, what's wrong with you? But that's what I was about.
Yeah.
And to finish the story, I think I have to finish it kind of honestly and authentically. I was MVP of the NFL that year. And you think back to being in the bottom of a hole, running to my brother to see if like I could get out of this depression. And it's just amazing to me, the perspective, a truthful, universally authentic fact can make that kind of difference in somebody's life. I owe him the greatest debt, right? Because you think about angels in your life, or people that show up. It was almost like It's a Wonderful Life moment. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you almost think, was he really there? Or was I imagining like this guy that's sitting next to me? So that's the Stephen Covey story.
What a wild sliding doors moment, right? Just the happenstance of that interaction and how it changed things.